Welcome to a 3-minute army primer on the army for those people that really like dinosaurs. If you like big, chonky, fire-breathing lizards, then have I got good news for you. It's time for the Salamanders, and they're hot. Yeah, see what I did there? Salamanders are a bit like an orc army for fancy pants people. They're the same large infantry base, but with a bit more flavour and twirly-whirly units that do clever things to make people stop and think. They combine fantastic heavy cavalry, ranged units, flying units, and ranged flying units for some pretty hard-hitting combinations. So let's get into our list archetypes. So our first archetype is Alpha Strike, except it's not really Alpha Strike because the hard hitters in this list aren't really fast enough to smash into the enemy before they smash into you. But what Salamanders does have is enough clever fast chaff with Scorched Wings and Ember Sprites to dictate exactly what attacks and when, which in the case of this idea is waves of Rhinosaurs and Tyrants crushing you painfully. While I'm not sure if they're the best grind force in the game, they can bring a lot of meat, or scales or whatever to the table, with a decent defense 5 and defense 6 core and a bit of heal included. Similar to Orcs, it's a grind that punches back with defense 6 Ancients instead of rallying War Drums. Okay, now we're cooking, and I want you to know that pun is fully intended. There are so many decent options in the list that really Salamanders are a grab bag multiple choice list of mixed arms options. The Kelidons, Scorched Wings and Ember Sprites are extremely decent shooting units, and you can take your pick of supporting cavalry and infantry punchers. I mean, I literally just said it. They've got extremely decent shooting units. There's nothing to stop you spamming the hell out of them, except for the fact that it has so many cool non-shooting options, it'd be frankly a shame to do so. Tyrants are absolutely brutal. There's no disputing it. They have an absolutely ludicrous number of attacks, which coupled with a fearless nerve and crushing strength 2 makes them one hell of a beatstick. In and of themselves, Ceremonial Guard aren't that exciting. They're a standard beatstick 4+ to hit high nerve horde unit. However, they have higher attacks than normal and phalanx, and in what's really a 2-for-1 given the purpose of this listing, combining them with a special battle captain aura gives them access to Pathfinder, which means they can basically sit in cover, absorb nearly any attack and punch back harder than you'd expect, which is lovely. And since we're giving battle captains some love, let's stick them on King of War's greatest steed, the Rhinosaur, and go nuts for a typically lethal large cavalry fearless hero with brutal for only 140 points. And in the honourable mention slot, we've got Ember Sprites, who nearly always catch people out with the old scout and shoot, plus with their fearless Dash 11 nerve, they're not as easy to remove as you'd imagine, which means you almost always have to overcommit to get rid of the 80-point regiment. How annoying! Similar to Orcs, Salamanders are large infantry, so if you're not used to whacking giant infantry units around a table, you better get used to it quickly. Unlike Orcs, however, the majority of their main units hit on 4s, which is very swingy, although they do come with generally higher attacks. Even their Dragon has 15 attacks on 4s, but is really better as a giant mobile shooting platform. It's best to get used to working around auras and terrain to make the best use of your punch when you need it. In summary, Salamanders are a fun, punchy, large-scale force with a lot of variety going for them. They're difficult to manoeuvre but great fun for fans of mixed arms lists, and when cleverly played can really surprise people with how quickly you end up picking up your toys. They do take practice though, so I'm giving them a 4 out of 5 for newbie difficulty rating.